Welcome to exercise plans and elevations presentation drawings. For this assignment, you will need to have the worksheet for plans and drawings. That's this one. You'll need this worksheet. You'll need to have pencils, eraser always, and a straight edge using my smaller triangle, an architectural scale, your Sharpie, your sign pen, your flare pen, your pilot pen, and your 005. It would also be helpful, very helpful on this exercise, to have handy your assignment sheet, the library sheet of textures, the library sheet of two-dimensional objects, and lastly, the rules for two-dimensional drawing. All of those are under your Canvas site in freehand drafting. So the first thing that we have to do in step one, and I'm going to be breaking down this exercise into multiple videos only because it's going to take a little while to do them, and we don't want one great big long video. So first thing you want to do is get your tracing paper, and I'm going to set this off to the side here. So step 3 is tape tracing paper down on top of your worksheet. Now the easiest way of doing that, if we've not done that yet, I'm going to move that off of my paper, is you're just going to take any kind of tape, preferably not clear wrapping tape, cellophane tape. It tends to stick too hard and you're going to tear your papers. So I like painter's tape, I like masking tape, drafting dots, any of those will work fine. So what I'm going to do, see how I've put that up, so the sticky side is up, and I'm going to lay down as square as possible my tissue paper, and I'm only going to tape it on 3 sides. That way it'll breathe a little bit and I won't have to worry about it wrinkling too badly. So you want to get it nice and straight and right in the middle of your paper. So the next step, number 4, is using a pencil, your scale, a straight edge, lightly add details. So what we're going to do is come in here and we're going to add details, because right now we just have what is on every page. We just have rectangles. So we want to come in and use our straight edge. This is there's a headboard here. I want to add some pillows. It's a king size bed, so it's probably pretty good size pillows here. And again, I'm just going to do this lightly with my pencil. I'm probably doing it a little harder than you need to do it, just so you can see it on the video. Now, these are 2 side tables, and I probably don't need to add anything there, but I could very easily come in and add, let's just add a lamp on this side, and I'm just going to do a rectangular lamp. How does that sound? I'd probably have one on the other side, but I'm just going to do a rectangular lamp. So that's going to be my shade for my lamp. This over here in the corner is a lounge chair. So it'll probably have arms and a back onto it. This is a chest of drawers, so I don't really need to do anything on that. It's just going to read as that kind of element there. So a rectangle is fine. Now this is my lamp, and I don't know exactly how I want my lamp to be, but we'll figure it out, right? So I'm going to add, and there are examples in your two-dimensional view. I'm now doing, so that's everything on my floor plan. So I have a lamp, I have my bed, I'm kind of using that bed. My chair, just a simple chair here is perfectly fine. My lamp, I'm doing a square shade, so I'm not gonna taper the shade, but I'm gonna do something maybe like this, or something close to it. So I'm gonna put a nice kind of chunky base on it. And again, I can use my straight edge because I am using my pencil. All right, now I have a headboard, and you can choose to have a headboard or not, but I'm going to go ahead and add some detail onto my headboard. I'm not sure, maybe just a little recessed or something like that. I'm going to make my bed kind of a pedestal bed. So I'm going to add some wood here and maybe some nice feet, nice boxy kind of feet on this. So I want that nice and even. I am going to put my pillows on here, and I don't know if I want them stacked or sitting up, but for now I'm just going to do them rectangular. I might change my mind when I get through that. And again, I'm probably going to soften these a little bit. I actually might even pull in my mattress just a little bit on both sides, and then I'm going to round it just to kind of soften the edges of the mattress. Now this, on this side, I want to add some feet on here too. So I'm going to add some little feet. And then this table, my side table, I want it to be relatively simple. So I'm going to make it kind of open, but I'm going to put one drawer in it and maybe kind of a cool handle, and then all open at the bottom. On this side, I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to do a drawer again, but I'm going to do like a modern leg. So I'm going to let that maybe just splay out just a little bit, a tapered splayed leg. And I'll probably, when I put this in, I'll probably do it with just a little less drama in there. All right, now I need to add a base, or you might know it as a baseboard. The generic name is a base because it can come in all different kinds of finishes. And because that's open at the bottom, I'm going to see that. Lastly is my window. Now you notice I'm not tracing everything. I'm just adding the details that I think I would like to have with my pencil. Now, this is the frame that holds, this is a window, and then this is the frame that holds in the glass. All right, I think that's probably all the detail I need. I'm gonna have an arc there for my door. All right, I think that's probably going to do that. Now I can do one of two things. I can leave my pencil just the way that it is, and I can put down another piece of tissue paper to do my ink work with. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Although you can draw right on top of, well, let's just do it that way. We're gonna draw right on top of this. Now, I write over my pencil marks. Now you notice I didn't retrace the room. I didn't trace the walls or anything else because I can see right through my paper on this. I don't really need it. So in step number 5, now that I have everything, do you see I have everything all drawn out in my pencil? I could come in and do my guidelines real quick, my 1/8 inch guidelines, because I will have to put a title on here. So since I already have that on here, I might as well do that. And remember, we're going to use a standard title block at the bottom. All right, so step 5 says using your sign pin, that's this one, I'm going to put the floor line with my sign pin. And I do that because the sign pin is a little heavy and it will really just hold that right down to the ground, which is what we want to happen. And I can also add right here my sign pin just for the door swing itself. Just the door swing, or excuse me, just the door itself. Okay, so because that's a nice thick line also. All right, step 6 is now I'm going to use my flare pin, and we're going to do everything on our flare with our flare pin that we need to. Now, if you refer to the rules of two-dimensional drawing, and like I said, it'll help to have all these out. But if you look on the second page, it's broken everything down. So we just finished our elevation, and right here, our sign pin is a heavyweight pin, and it's the bottom floor line. So that's just that line. All right, in the elevation, the flare pin, I'm going to do my furniture, my counters, my water, and my walls, the surrounding, the other three walls in my elevation. So I'm going to come in, and with my flare pen, I'm just going to trace. And again, turn your paper as you need it. Cross your corners nicely. Now, with your flare pin, everything that's closest to us, which would be the bottom of the bed, and my two tables, can be done in the flare pin. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add just a little, because I want that to be rounded there. And then just around the perimeter of the foot of the bed. So there's a foot. There's my other side. Come in. Then I'm going to have just a little bit of blanket that's overlapping that. Then I'm going to just do the perimeter of my tables. And again, I'm going to make this just a little bit more elegant. Little finer line. My pencil line got a little heavy there. And remember, we're only doing the perimeter of the furniture that stands out from the wall. Now, in this case, on this side, I'm only going to do the table section because the lamp that's sitting on top of it is actually detail. So I don't want my lines. So for the most part, that is all that we're going to do with our flare pin on the elevation. Now on the floor plan, we're going to outline all of our exterior, all of our walls. And it's okay if you wobble a little bit. That's perfectly fine. That's what makes it look freehand, which we want it kind of loose. Now remember, we're doing presentation drawings here, not construction drawings. So there are a few things that we do a little bit differently. Okay, there are all my walls. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to outline all of my furniture, just the perimeter. So here's my little end table. And here's my bed. Make a little room for that turn on our comforter. Like that. My other table. my chair, just the perimeters. And then my chest of drawers. And if you look at the handout, it talks in the plan column, objects closest to the viewer. Okay, so our flare pen was furniture counters, water closets, vanities, the walls, outlining the walls. All right, so I've done all my flare pen. So everything else is going to get a different pen other than the flare pen. We're done with the flare pen now. So the nice thing about doing that rather than switching on and off with your pens is it's very easy to get distracted and use the wrong pen at the wrong place. All right, so now this is our pilot pen. And our pilot pen is going to be anything that is either inside of the flare pen boxes, or things that are sitting on this wall. So that would be the outline of the window. It would be the base. All right, it would be the headboard, the outline of the headboard. All right, it would be the pillows. I give my pillows just a little bit of character. So they look like pillows. Now the detail, this is my blanket that's rolled over. This is the base. These are the feet. This is the drawer. This is the other drawer. And I'm going to put little feet on this, just like that. All right, that would be that. Again, the lamp is detailed, so I'm not going to add anything to that. So next, I'm going to come down and add my headboard. I'm going to add my pillows. Again, I'm going to make those just a little bit softer feeling. I'm going to make them a little bigger than what I did before. Then my pencil lines, just like that. My comforter roll down. Okay, my detail on my chair. The other arm. All right, I think that's all of that. And my next pen down is my 005. And that's going to give me the rest of my detail, all those really fine things. So that's like the frame that holds in my window. That's going to be the little pull that is on my side tables. It's also going to be my lamp little feet. lampshade. Add a little bit of depth there. Okay. Ooh, and then I have a frame around my headboard here. So I'm going to go ahead, that's inside. All right, and then I'm going to go down to the floor plan, and my window line is 5. The outline of my lamp on top of the table. Is 5. Alrighty, and this window is 5. And you can do a single line or a double line. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. Some people like a double line. I'll put a double line just so you can see what that looks like. And then lastly, the arc of my door is 2. So that's all of my pins at this point. So now all I have left to do is to darken in my walls. So I'm going to use my Sharpie. And go all the way around. Try to stay within the lines. What darkening in, when we put in solids, it's only because we never do a solid for a texture. We only do solid on things that we cut. And remember, a floor plan is nothing more than the room cut at 4 feet off of the floor. So it's actually a horizontal section, if we want to look at it that way. But what this does is it helps to frame our plan, our presentation, and it keeps it very, very clear. And it's just like putting a mat or a picture frame around a piece of artwork. It helps to punch that just a little bit so that we're just looking at the stuff that's contained in our darkness. Make sure that you cover up all the white. And lastly, this wall. And I'm keeping this very, very simple. I'm not putting a lot into it. And there you go. That is all of my line weights for the floor plan and the elevation. All right. I'll see you in part 2.